PR is one of the most powerful tools that you can use in your business right now, especially with the emergence of AI. AI platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, they're using information that is online to inform their answers and build their knowledge base. And we're already seeing that people are moving to these platforms to search for products, services, recommendations. And if you're not popping up, that's going to be a big problem as we continue to shift more and more into this AI-based model. But with PR, what I want to do is really talk to you about how it can change your brand, change the trajectory of your business, and completely take you to the next level. When I first started in PR, I actually was just learning how to get media on myself. I was a business consultant. I was looking for new clients, and I just started sharing my thought leadership online and was asked to write for Huffington Post. Once I started writing for Huffington Post, I had clients come out of the woodwork saying, I saw this article, I want to work with you, I love what you're doing with your brand, how can I do that? And I kept building on that. And then I started writing for Entrepreneur and Forbes and different publications. And then those reporters were reaching out to me and those editors, and they wanted to talk to me, and I was getting on podcasts, and I was getting myself out there in such a big way that I became known as a go-to expert in media, which is ultimately how I founded Society 22 PR, because I was so passionate. I saw how it changed my life and changed my business, and I wanted to help other business owners to do just that. And today we're one of the fastest growing companies in the US. We're top 10 agency nationally. We've won a ton of awards. All of our publicists are top 100 publicists in the nation because of our training program. And when our clients work with us, we have the data. After 2 years, on average, they're growing their revenue by 1,800%. And that is huge because we work with everyone from authors to venture-backed companies, large enterprise businesses, and everything in between. And the reason is that because I approached at our agency in the same way I approached it, I was just a solopreneur by myself, and that is at scale. So every week when you work with our agency, our publicists send out between 200 and 500 customized pitches based on your story, your expertise, trends in the media, current events. That goes out to our trusted network. Then we take a data-driven approach and see, okay, how many people opened this pitch? Did they click on it? Did we get a response? And we can tweak from there. So when we have our internal weekly pitch meetings, we're able to quickly say, oh, why don't you throw that in here? Let's try this and change it around, because we're always looking at the data. And that's something that's very different about our PR agency, and why I think we're one of the fastest growing companies in general, let alone PR agencies in the nation. So how that plays out in your business, take our client Chad, who is a financial advisor. We knew that he could be more, he wanted to be more, he just has this incredible presence about him, and we knew going into this, let's just get you as much visibility as possible. Well, about 1.5 years after working with us, he had a $3.2 million launch, brand new product, brand new offering, no email list, no funnel. And he was able to do that because working and sharing his thought leadership, he became so well known that he'll go to Lakers games and people recognize him. He's at the point now where he's at international airports getting recognized because someone saw him on LinkedIn or they saw him on TV. But what that can do is just open up an entirely new world of possibilities for you. We've had newly launched tech companies get into enterprise tech stacks of Walmart, Lowe's, Wayfair, Best Buy. The list goes on, just because of the amount of trust and credibility that is built up for those companies. Because when those product managers who are responsible for sourcing new products, new innovation, they might be CTOs, CIOs sometimes, their biggest concern is like, is this recommendation going to hurt the company? Am I going to lose my job? So when there is a ton of information out there from analysts, they can see the founder of the company, they know where it's headed, they're already, establishing that trust and credibility. That makes it so much more likely that you can even be considered as an option, as a resource, or as a solution for these larger enterprise clients. We've also had clients get their own TV shows. We've had big book deals with HarperCollins. And these are all things that can happen. When I say the sky is the limit with press, I really mean the sky is the limit. Our client Star launched this. She's a 22-year-old female tech founder, launched a restaurant tech platform that helps back office staff shortages. Brand new founder, had never found a company before, was smart enough to engage our agency and help her build her thought leadership up. And lo and behold, a Fortune 500 hospitality company found one of her articles in Business Insider and gave her a multi-million-dollar annual contract. That's the kind of stuff that can happen with the right visibility at scale. That is something that your ads can't do for you. That is something that your sales team can't do for you, but press is like permanent real estate online. You're going to continue to get dividends from that year over year over year. I mean, I even myself just got a new client from an article they found in Huffington Post from like 2014 or something. I don't even remember because I didn't even remember the article, to be honest with you, but they found it and they resonated with it and then tracked me down, and now we're able to help them with their PR. And then when it comes to your sales team, there's so many great ways that you can use this press that you're getting for your sales enablement. Our client, Dan Rowich, went from $350,000 a month in his trading education platform to over $800,000 a month without any additional ad spend. Do you know how incredible that is for someone to be able to go from that revenue level to that revenue level just because the work is being done in the PR side, so their sales team can say, oh, hey, look, Dan was in USA Today, or he was on this news station, and they can incorporate that in their branding and have that trust and credibility so people are signing up. They're already being convinced before they even get on a call with you. We're an extension of your team. So that's something we're building. You work with our strategists, we build your overall messaging, we decide, okay, who are you? What are the stories that you're gonna tell? Where is the ability to positioning you as an expert? What are the publications from top tiers to trades to podcasts to TV that we need to get you on in order to really move the needle? And then our whole publicity team is working around the clock for you. Like, media never stops, you guys, never stops. We even have a person who their only role is to literally just pick up the phone and answer incoming source requests, answer incoming email requests, that the publications are reaching out to us, news producers, anchors saying, hey, I'm working on this story. Do you have a client that can speak on this topic? You have an expert in this field? And those just come in all the time because we're trusted. We're a trusted partner to these media stations. And that's why our clients stay with us for so long. Most PR agencies keep their clients for like 2 or 3 months and then they're out the door. Sometimes if they're lucky, like 6 months, because typically what happens is you're either working with a 1 or 2 person team and they have like a little bucket of contacts that they do have good relationships with, and they kind of run you through those contacts and then it just falls flat. And that's why I hear a lot of times, well, it was good for the first couple of months and then things just kind of fell flat. On average, our clients stay with us for 5+ years, and that number is only going to increase the longer we're in business. Many of our clients were on their 3rd successful venture with. They've gone from a handful of the founding team all the way to thousands of employees, have acquired other companies, have been acquired themselves, have gone public. I mean, these are huge goals that our clients have, whether they're self-funded or venture-backed. We help our clients move through all of these different stages of business. And especially if you're venture-backed, there's more likely you're going to have additional rounds of funding. And we've actually helped our clients raise over $1 billion with our media strategies and what we've done to help amplify their road shows, introduce them to bigger networks, and just grow their audience so that when they're talking to these investors or talking to VCs, that they have this whole platform that they're like, okay, they really understand that you as the founder know how to position yourself and that you really are the expert in the space, and they get that you're able to influence your industry and you're becoming an industry expert potentially before you even fully launch a platform or a program or a product. So that's something, when you're building your PR, that can never be taken from you. And if you're a founder, it's likely that you're going to have another company. It's highly likely that this is not your last company. If you're a marketing leader and you're looking to hire a PR agency, we understand the pressure that you're under. We understand the type of results that you need to get. And we also understand what it is like from your perspective to try to protect your company and look out for the messaging and how you're being presented to the world. And that's why we're such a powerful partner for you as you grow. Our team is very agile and we understand how to pivot and expand. And our philosophy is to manage our client, not to have our client manage us, because you already have enough on our plate. So the results, that's something I'm really proud about, is Society 22 is the only agency that I know of that can tie their results to true ROI. That is huge. Most of the time when you go to a PR agency, they're like, well, we don't know what kind of results we're going to get. It's pretty ambiguous, and there's not really anything that you can put your thumb on and say, okay, that's it. But we've been perfecting this model for over a decade in high growth industries, and we know we have the data. And like I said, when we're working with you on the campaign and your publicists are working with you, the data-driven approach with the relationships is what really makes the difference. I mean, we're getting you in front of huge audiences. You can be on a podcast that has a relatively small monthly listener base, but if it's your target audience, that can drive tremendous sales for you. When we got our client Paul on a podcast, I think the monthly listeners, were very small. It was like 1,500 monthly listeners a month, but that generated over $24,000 in sales for him. So there are all of these opportunities that are out there for you to be growing your brand. And if you're not taking advantage of it, it kind of goes into that, like, if you're not growing, you're dying. And especially now, I know if you've been following me, you hear me harping on AI and the way that it's shaping how we consume information, how we're getting informed about information, and how these AI engines are going out and getting the information and building their internal knowledge base. And it is stuff that's online. It needs to be recent. It needs to be consistent, because right now, all of these engines are forming their internal knowledge base. This is where we're headed. It's already happening. And if you are not really in the thick of it, you might be like, yeah, what is this AI stuff? Like, I keep hearing about it, but we are shifting there. The data is showing it. People are going to ChatGPT, asking it to plan vacations, asking it, what are the best restaurants for me to go to? Who are the top advisors? How can I solve this problem? So you can see how we're already moving away from this model where you're searching on Google and like the first 12 results are sponsored listings and may or may not exactly even be what you're searching for anyway. So we are shifting, and we have to stay ahead of the curve so that we can be one of the businesses that, skyrocket through this time right now. And that's where the opportunity is. There's a lot of people are scared, they're not moving, or they're overusing AI and they're not using it in the right way because they're like, oh, I can do, just plug these things in and I got 50 blog posts. And they're not thinking about how that information is being delivered, where it's being delivered, and the market is saturated right now. So the brands that are actually taking the time and using AI appropriately and crafting these unique narratives, crafting these messages, using story, and they're out there consistently, are starting to find themselves as a solution that ChatGPT gives when someone is searching for the problem or asking it to solve a particular issue. And that's what PR doesn't just build your reputation, it builds your discoverability. And I want to take a minute to talk about the publications that you might be getting an email that's like, oh, I can get you into Forbes, 30 days, money back guarantee, or you can get into all of these publications that are clearly paid. You see these pop up as like magazine covers, Forbes India, different publications that are clearly, it is a pay to play model. And the thing that's going to hurt the people right now that are doing that and they're not integrating an earned media strategy in with that is it looks fake. It's not convincing anyone. And in fact, you're building up your distrust and you're not credible. So that is a problem when you cannot control earned media. Earned media is something that you have to work towards and get the mentions in to get the features. You have to have a good mix of it. You need to be speaking as an industry expert and then also having your company getting featured in a publication. This is not a tool for you to market your business in a way that is like, buy from me, I'm the greatest. This is a top of funnel action and something that can continue to pay you dividends if done the right way. I see a lot of people that have been very successful in their careers or their business, and they're trying to jump to the finish line. They're trying to jump to be like this massive influencer with all of this crazy press. You'll see it as like, just stuff that's like out of nowhere. And they're on these covers of these publications that you may or may not heard of, or they're ones that you have heard of, but they're based out of another country. And it's really hurting their brand. And it's going to be really hard to come back from that, because when you do that, you don't build the momentum. You're constantly having to manufacture it, but all it is a quick like glance and someone's like, oh, but then it's nothing because it's not followed up with anything of substance, and you're not building your thought leadership and actually building your brand. If you didn't already be building your brand in the media, you still have to start from square one and be patient in the build. Don't try to skip to the end of the line and pay for these publications that could be taken down at any time because you're not supposed to do that. They're being written so promotionally that it feels cringy when you look at it and when you read it. So please, like, don't do that. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the kind of PR that's going to move your brand. You also have to approach PR in a way that is like, you have to find ways to make it relevant for you to talk about different current events. So sometimes when you're starting out, it may not always be like, here's this company and they're the leader in AI healthcare, and it's going to be this, feature piece on you. You have to build up your media portfolio by talking about other policies in healthcare, talking about different things that are relevant to you or whatever industry that you're in, even if they're adjacent to what you do. That's telling press that, okay, this person is definitely an industry leader. They are definitely someone that has a broad knowledge base and that can speak on topics within their industry. And what I mean by that is you might get an opportunity to talk about leadership. And while leadership isn't something you sell, the fact that you can speak intelligently about that is telling your audience in general that you are a savvy business person. It's telling press that they can rely on you as a source, and they're going to want to continue to reach out to you to the point where you may end up even getting a feature for them. I just encourage you to follow the blueprint that Society 22 PR has been perfecting for years. It is the strategy that I've used to take dozens of companies public. I've gone through hundreds of mergers and acquisitions. This is a strategy, and if you can follow the blueprint, you are going to grow your revenue, you're going to grow your business, you're going to grow your authority, and as a result of that, that's more clients, that's better top tier talent, because everyone wants to work for a company that is getting featured in the media, that's exciting for them, that you're going to attract talent that may not have even known that you existed. That's why I really feel that that's one of the reasons why we're such a fast growing company ourselves, is because we literally attract the absolute rock stars, because they find me, they find our brand, they want to be a part of something bigger, they want the growth opportunity, and they're excited to build with us. And that's the kind of thing that you can do with your corporate communication and PR strategy, is attract that talent. We got our client Tango a feature in TechCrunch, which resulted thousands of applicants for them, which was a huge pain point, was getting more top tier talent in their company, because they were a newly launched company. They really needed this talent to push them to the next level. And that's what a single piece of media can do for you. Another client in the healthcare space, our client Buddy Health, was able to attract millions in investments because these investors who were already looking for privately held companies that were starting to do something different in healthcare, they were seeing him being popped up in the news all the time. They were constantly seeing the founder out there doing press conferences, getting in the media, growing the brand, and now they were able to bring their dream to life because of that. Our client Paul launched an insurance tech product and decided to pivot because of industry changes, and was able to then go into healthcare, relaunch a brand, and immediately get featured in some of the top tier publications like Wall Street Journal, CNN, all of the healthcare publications, because they already knew him. And when they looked up his information, they had already seen Paul had been in the media so much, so they're like, oh cool, what is this founder doing now? So it's building something that can never go away. It's the foundation and the essence of who you are. And you can use that to funnel your business and grow your business. And then it's also used as like a way to protect yourself. So when you need to pivot, or you want to pivot, or you go into another business, you are going to already have that momentum built up. You're already going to have that media presence. You're going to be media savvy. You might even have reporters who have your cell phone that are hitting you up saying, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Or how's it going? That you can hit them back and say, hey, I just launched a new company. I'd love to chat with you about it. This is the legacy. At the end of the day, this is legacy of what you're building with your brand and with PR. So when I say that it is like the number one thing that you need to be doing for your business right now, I cannot stress that enough. And it's been something that I have been predicting for a while. I've been talking about this for the last few years. I've been really harping on our clients. Many of them are doubling down and seeing the results already, which is phenomenal. And so this is really the message that I want to drive home to you, is that like, this is a non-negotiable for your business. You absolutely have to do this, whether you're doing it yourself or you're doing it with an agency. You've got to get yourself out there. You have to put the time and effort and money into this. It is so important for your growth. So I'm so happy that you chose us to maybe potentially have a conversation with. I encourage you to look us up online, see all of our amazing reviews, talk to our clients, get to know us, and I can't wait to grow your brand with you.